Which
that red Yoshi.
From the few times I've talked to him, been around him, I can't necessarily argue.
Yeah.
So from Tuesday to now, I am sure aMSa has worked on not just his Sheik matchup, but the Jflex matchup in particular.
Absolutely.
So the question is, will Jflex have the counter adaptations from whatever aMSa is going to be bringing today?
And a big thing that we're going to be looking out for, what Sheik's going to be trying to do to Yoshi, is a lot of these grab follow-ups at the kind of lower percents to build percentage in a safe way, right? That super armor is really scary. You can get some grab follow-ups, and we saw Jflex going for a couple and actually missing them, and it was those are going to rack up basically. The more grabs that you miss, the more damage aMSa is going to put on you, and especially in situations like that where you're going for aerials, and then all of a sudden it's aMSa's combo now, right? What was yours is now his.
And the aMSa punish was huge as well so far. We didn't talk much about Jflex. He's a local favorite. He's also a player who's been playing for many years, but just over the past year or two has really come into his own in top-level Melee, right?
I mean, he's always kind of, taking Melee seriously, but it feels like has been finding a bit more time. Busy guy, works, has a family. Shout out to all the dads out there,
An inspiration to all the people who work a 9-to-5 and are still nice with it.
Yeah. But man, is there anyone nicer with it than aMSa,
that is a question.
What a player to watch.
That is a question that is difficult to answer. Oh, the wave landed to grab on the top plat. That was so smooth.
A fun little way to punish the random ton from aMSa.
He power shields the eggs too, and Jflex has pulled it back. He has a lead once again in percent. After what was a really huge punish in the first stock. If you take away that big punish, Jflex is, just winning the game.
Yeah, and almost more important than just the raw percentile lead is more so the percentile ranges that they're at, right? Yoshi, once they get to these higher percents, it can be a little bit easier to get some of these grab follow-ups to, get them to kill. It's very important, though, that you don't just take a lot of percentile trying to get those grab follow-ups. aMSa is so good at taking these situations and all of a sudden making them, his stock. And that's exactly what we just saw, right? Jflex trying to find the kill, and going for that kill might have changed how he played, and instead, now, all of a sudden, aMSa's just up 3 stocks to 1.
And I mean, the egg edge guarding just took him from low percent to over 100 and was able to close it out. So yeah, that particularly, that egg guard, if you will, was fantastic. Able to snag the ledge and hold it through the down B. The babysit, as I used to call it when I was younger.
This is where Jflex can make up some ground. Grab follow-up, so good versus Yoshi at low percents.
Couple of nairs. Yeah, Sheik able to nair out. The thing is, you don't want to trade too much percent if you're Jflex. Like you were talking about, when you get to the higher percent, suddenly things start knocking you off stage. And we've seen how good aMSa's edge guard is versus
super
Sheik.
armor on these double jumps.
Oh, I like the needle to back air. That was cool.
It'll be important to see Jflex not really chosen to contest aMSa too much at the ledge. Is a little scared of the eggs,
Something I like about Jflex is we just saw he's doing the nair out of shield, which is spooky versus aMSa, because aMSa does time the parry for it. But Jflex had the cognizance to go for a full hop and land on the platform, such as not to be punished after. So even if the parry happens, there's still a mix-up that does not exist for all Sheik players.
Should get one more chance.
Into the nair.
But that nair should do it.
Yep, it's just the perfect edge guard flow chart. And Sheik's recovery is exploitable. If you were to ask me years ago, do I think Yoshi has the best time of exploiting it, I would have said no. But, well, from what we just saw, obviously it's totally fine.
Yeah. aMSa showing that, edge guarding, not a problem.
Yeah. I forget, I was watching someone recently who's not involved in Smash.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, it was Diaphone, another fighting game player, and he said, I don't watch that much Melee, but what aMSa's doing, I know is ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's like, I respect the hell out of that guy.
Truly anyone watches aMSa. I was in New Orleans watching Big House, had some friends nearby that don't play Melee, and when aMSa won, I told them about it, and they went, a Yoshi won? And they've never even seen a match of competitive Melee, and they were shocked. So if even they can be shocked by aMSa,
the uninitiated,
imagine us, We are on Final Destination. This is obviously good for grabs, and we're going to be seeing Jflex going for these grab follow-ups. That up air looked like it should have killed. It does not, though. And this is where it gets scary.
And
you
then
just had a chance, and then all of a sudden it's just gone.
another perfect edge guard. I'm like, what can aMSa possibly get off of forward air against Sheik in that position? And a down B kill from the grounded one, so it's stronger
also perfectly spaced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just right.
He walks
right
forward
on
a
the
little
edge of
bit
it,
first.
You know?
Little Yoshi waddle.
Waddle, waddle. And aMSa waddled away.
Still, this is percent that you can't be afforded taking if you're Jflex.
Yeah. Oh, aMSa just slipping and sliding.
Well, that time, maybe purposefully doesn't go off onto the ledge.
Yeah, it was interesting. aMSa
looked
seemed
like a
very
fake.
prepared kind of for that weird up B that Jflex did much further on stage.
Yeah, usually Yoshi would grab the edge, but I guess because Sheik was higher, aMSa figured there may be that mix-up. And so rather
that's
just keep
really
the stage.
scary. That just takes the stock away, and again, it's a one-stock lead.
And I mean, the difference, this is supposed to be a great stage for Sheik to punish and stuff,
Yeah.
right? But the difference is that aMSa's been out punishing.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other advantage, of course, is that there's no platforms for Yoshi to do all the shield drop shenanigans on. And I mean, the conventional knowledge for any Yoshi...
This egg! Please tell me about conventional Yoshi knowledge. We need more of this
I
in
was
our
just
life.
I was just trying to capture my thought, but it's flying. Oh, I got it. The old school Yoshi knowledge, okay, pivoting.
A little bit of moonwalks. Not actual moonwalks, right? But.
Yeah, the traditional thing to do against Yoshi is figure they're really good on platforms because they don't incur shield stun.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it again. Oh, no.
Almost.
Barely
Jflex
lives.
looked like he thought it was
Up
over there,
smash
too.
Anti-air. The thing, something about aMSa, too, is aMSa uses, like, every single one of the moves.
Yeah. It is very impressive, right? Rarely do you see characters where you see a Sheik do a forward smash and you're like, that was an accident.
That's a bad
aMSa,
move,
you
yeah.
never know, you know?
It looks on purpose every time. It really does.
He's redefined what a bad move can mean.
Up air was a great choice there to get a little extra out of it. I would have just nared, but that is, I guess, easier to crouch cancel punish, too. Dash attack really trying to read Jflex coming in.
Again, so hard for Jflex to find any of these follow-ups on the recovering aMSa.
Another dash attack.
I don't think aMSa was expecting Jflex to land on stage there.
Here come the eggs.
Nice little power shield.
Yeah, Jflex's power shield of a couple of them have come his way. I don't think any eggs have hit him on stage yet.
Yeah.
I thought I just jinxed him. I was going to get by that one. Okay, that's probably going to do it.
This should bring it to a last stock situation here.
But the
Very big on Jflex's counter pick.
The punish difference has been really where it's at, so already at a high percent. How far can this chain grab go? Let's see.
We're at 3 grabs.
Up to
Opted for
40%.
an up smash.
Okay. Down smash with multiple hits does rack up a lot of damage. Jflex is not... Oh. What are we going to
be
get?
looking for a fair off stage. Not able to find it.
Okay, that's your fair
This
off
can't
stage.
do it, though. Jflex.
It breaks the armor, but unfortunately, aMSa already hanging over the ledge.
Oh, the
He
boost
spot
grab
dodges the grab.
misses. Oh, the egg's
egg
going to
seals
do it,
it,
I
right?
think. He's going to have to land on stage, and aMSa's prepared for that with... was that down tilt up air?
Up tilt.
Up tilt.
Up
Okay,
tilt,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, up tilt, up air, and of course killing off the top, and it's a move that's not even aMSa techable, so there is no counterplay when you're on stage as Sheik, and aMSa will take away any interactivity that he can in those situations to get the guaranteed kill.
And you can see Jflex after that game reeling back a bit, just thinking, almost had it. Said something to aMSa.
It's almost, I feel like, no, I don't know. Probably depends on the person. I'll ask you, what do you think? Do you think it's harder to beat someone like aMSa after you just beat them, or when you've never beaten them before? Do you think it's like one of those things where you break the ceiling and you can do it?
I think it's never.
Never?
I
You
think
that's
never.
harder?
I think that's because then it's much more mental at that point. Where when you get up, right? How hard is it when you're up and you want it so
We fall
bad?
down, we get up again.
You know?
So let me rephrase it and see if you answer the same one. Is it harder if you've never beaten them before, or if you've beaten them once and that was the last time? You see what I mean?
I still think just never beating someone, Melee is such a mental game, and having that kind of mental disadvantage of it just being nervous and excitement, right? It's a lot harder.
Well, sometimes it's kind of like, what do you have to lose? What's up, G? G Money here next to the mic, a legend
We
of the
got
scene.
so many old heads here watching some good Melee.
Teams later, though.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the match.
Jflex going back to FD, saying this isn't going to be my final destination.
You know, I feel like I should have heard that 100 times. I've never heard that
You've
one
never
before.
heard that?
No, I don't think so.
Come on.
Maybe I don't listen to enough Seth commentary.
Yeah.
Forward air's off the stage.
aMSa did have an SD earlier, so aMSa kind of fighting from an early disadvantage here.
I'm trying to formulate ways in my mind that Jflex is going to be able to convert these edge guard situations into more than just one back air.
Yeah, that's a second kind of weird little situation on the edge that aMSa's had. Could be the window that Jflex needs to kind of open up this set further. Going to be looking for grabs, right? So now this is where we see some of these chain throws, hopefully, coming out from Jflex in order to build percent. Yoshi's yo.
I didn't grab the ledge from it. That
Wow.
was such an amazing
Great
stock from
defense from Jflex to meteor cancel almost instantly. aMSa, ready for it.
And to point out, the beginning, I think it's a soft read where you do the forward air to catch the tech away. Yeah. And then you may be able to, actually you probably can't cover anything else. I think it was a hard read that started that whole thing. And it's an uncommon read. Most people don't tech toward the edge of the stage.
That egg just perfectly comboing for aMSa. Such a maestro, a chef, an omeleteur.
An artist.
And he's ready for the aMSa tech.
Yeah. But yeah, aMSa knows aMSa techs, right? And I know it's the
how
other
many
aMSa.
times, you know, do you think someone's made that joke, you know?
Yeah, true.
He's got to be ready for it. Very tense here as Jflex had this lead after two aMSa SDs, and they've just kind of vanished. aMSa really cleaning it up.
That's what he needs. I said he needs to find a way to get more than just a back air. He needs exactly that. Landing back air, forward tilt, forward air.
Beautiful combo here, but a scary situation where aMSa feeling confident, landing aerials. That's such a hard spot to be in against aMSa. Has proven time and time again that he's very prepared.
The egg
for
hits.
Sheik.
I think the keys to the game were in Jflex's hands. Like he needed that sort of edge guard scenario, back air, forward tilt, forward air.
Absolutely.
Way earlier.
And you know, I'm getting a little hungry.
I'm hungry too. I mean, I'm hungry for more melee.
I'm just saying, I'm a little hungry, you know?
Okay, we'll get there. And aMSa actually, talking about hunger, did not use much neutral B in this matchup in particular, which is something he often uses to overshoot. Well, yeah, he didn't need him. He often uses it to overshoot. However, I guess in this matchup in particular, since Sheik has a hard time coming forward, you can sort of just use your own space or back up and use those as your two primary zones that you're playing in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot more kind of aerial openings, right? That was where we were seeing aMSa really getting a lot of mileage, was off aerial openings.
This is
just like that, right?
That's the, yeah.
Yeah, this was just such a beautiful stock, prepared for everything, totally ready for it. aMSa showing that this is a matchup he's so comfortable with.
Yeah. And I mean that I'm just so blown away by the forward air read against the tech to the ledge, because it's the least common place to go. Most people tech in place or tech in right there, because you don't want to be on the edge of the stage.
And I'm getting a little hungry.
Okay.
I think I need to re-up a little bit. Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Oh, we've got some delicious pizza, a papadilla here from the lovely